guys, Arolf here, back again with another video, and today we'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Avengers Endgame Power and Glory Captain America. So let's get into it. Taking a look around the packaging, on the top you get the Avengers A logo, you get a nice picture of Cap on both sides. On the back you get a nice picture of Cap with the shield with a brief description, so pause if you want to read that. And on the bottom, UPC, scan if you want it. And without further ado, let's get into it. Doing some size comparisons, here's Captain America next to Captain America, Captain America, Captain America, and Captain America. Also, a couple of Avengers, and even more Avengers, including Thanos, and also Captain America and Captain America. For Cap's accessories here, you get one unmasked Chris Evans head sculpt here, updated for Endgame here. You can see the sculpt is brand new, and you get new longer hair on this one. No highlights, but nice, pretty sharp sculpt. I really do like this hair sculpt. But to me, it just doesn't look like Chris Evans that much. Compared to the 10th anniversary one, I think this one looks a little bit more like Chris Evans. If anyone can put a hair sculpt transplant or a hair transplant this long hair onto the 10th anniversary one, that would be really cool, because it just does look more accurate to me. So you could see pretty different sculpts here, and I really do like the updated look for Endgame, but just doesn't look like Chris Evans that much. And so this is what it looks like on the new body right here. And just doing the articulation just to show you the movement that you can get with this unmasked head sculpt. The head is on a ball hinge, so it does rotate all the way around. It can look up quite a bit, which is good. Right there, it's kind of hindered by the hair piece on the back, and it can look down that much, which is great. Good for some dynamic, dramatic poses if you want to. And you also get some head wobblage right here, just a little bit, and there you go. And also doing some head swaps on this guy. You can attach this to the Winter Soldier body. You can get some good articulation and pegs on snugly, but you cannot attach this to the Infinity War one because the peg is different and the coloration is just off, as well as the quantum suit is just too big. But you can also attach this to the Civil War 2-pack with Crossbones. Pegs on pretty snugly, and you can get some decent articulation as well. And lastly, you cannot put this on the first Avenger Captain America figure because the peg is just too big, but this is what it could look like if you can get it on there some way. Next up for Cap's accessories here, you get his shield right here, which is battle damage. Some nice paint detail there. They kind of use the digital printing text, so it does kind of look pixelated when you look at it up close, but from afar it looks fine. Pretty much the same shield compared to the Quantum Suit Endgame Cap. It's pretty much the same design as well. I prefer the cleaner look to the shield, and this is what it looks like on the figure. And last but not least, let's not forget the Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. You can see the sculpting is amazing. It's just the paint job is just painted sloppily, and you can see the little black mark on the side, which kind of annoys me, probably from cutting it out of the plastic mold here. But comparing it to the first Avengers one, you can see how bigger it is compared to the first Avengers Thor hammer, and you can see how the sculpting is more accurate. And I do prefer the black wash of the first Avengers, but the sculpt and scale of the Endgame one just blows this one out of the park. And comparing it to the Thor the Dark World, the 2-pack 10th anniversary with Thor and Sif, you can see how the sculpting has improved throughout the years. It's just amazing. And this is what it looks like on Captain America. And now comparing the head sculpts from the Endgame one to the 10th anniversary one, you can see the 10th anniversary one introduced the new updated Chris Evans helmeted look. And just comparing that one to the Endgame, you can see they added more paint jobs. It's pretty much the exact same sculpt. The blues are different, the skin tones are different, even the hair color is different. They added a little more paint detail here on the chin to make it a little bit more movie accurate. Now before we take a closer look at Captain America here, just comparing the torso pieces and the leg pieces, the one on Endgame one is a completely new torso piece, you can see, compared to the Infinity War one. Now what is exactly the same are the legs here. They just painted it differently, so you can see the exact same sculpt. They just painted the sides here red on the Endgame one. The boots are pretty much the same, even the back right here, except the little butt area or butt region, but you can see pretty much the same sculpt. And so taking a closer look at Captain America here, starting off with the head sculpt, as you can see, pretty much the same exact sculpt as I mentioned before. The paint details are slightly different. They added different colorations to the chin strap right here. They actually made it more movie accurate. I wish the hairpiece was glued a little bit higher because it just looks weird from some angles, but it will do for now. And you can see some nice texturing details here on the mask and also on the top of the head. Now looking at the torso piece, I really do like this scale armor. I do like the sculpting on the pads right here on the shoulder pads. I wish the Avengers logo was on both sides, but that's okay. You can see the shoulder pads here are glued on. I wish that they were sculpted in. I do like the new sculpt of the rubber shoulder pads, but I just wish it was sculpted because it does hinder the articulation quite a bit because you have to fiddle with the shoulder pads here. The arms here are completely new pieces and it looks really nice, and you can see some nice paint jobs on the fist here. You can see right there, nice texturing detail. I wish they added the texturing detail on the back of the torso. It just looks very flat and shiny. It just doesn't look nice. I wish they added more textures. And you can see he has bang holes at the bottom of his feet. For Captain America's articulation here, starting off with the head, it's on a ball hinge, so it does rotate all the way around. It can look up that far, pretty much the same with the unmasked head sculpt right there. And it can look down that much, which is great. And has some head wobble here, just a little bit, or just a little bit. Now the arms here do rotate all the way around. They bend outward that far, but you have to pull up this shoulder pad piece, which kind of stresses out the shoulder pad and possibly the glue that's being used for this shoulder pad. And you can see how the arm on the left is a little bit lower because it's kind of glued in differently or glued in more. And also has a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows right there, and also has a wrist rotation right here, all the way around, kind of a roll of the dice motion, but on the fist here, all the way around, it can move up that far and down that much. Now the torso here, it can bend forward that far, which is great, and back that much, which is also great, and also has a waist rotation all the way around like so. Legs can kick forward that far, so we could sit down after a long day of going back in time, and backward not that much. And also has a upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees right there, which is great. And the boot rotation right here, all the way around, like that as well. And the feet here bend downward that far, kind of a clickety ratchety joint right there, which is kind of stiff. And up that much, which is great. And also he has an ankle pivot right there. And the legs move outward that far. And doing the ankle pivot test right there, he is good to go. So yeah, that is it guys. Hope you guys like it. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell, turn on notifications because there are more videos coming. Hopefully I could find the Endgame Wave 2, which is the Build-A-Figure Hulk, and a couple of the Far From Home figures. Not really interested in those, but hopefully I can find them and review them for you guys. Overall, I love this figure. This figure is probably the best sculpted Captain America figure that we got in a while, because they have been reusing that terrible Age of Ultron body sculpt is just terrible. They kind of improved the legs with the Infinity War one, and with this Endgame one, they improved the torso and the arms. It's just the gripes that I have is the head sculpt. I do like the new sculpt. It's just it doesn't look like Chris Evans. The 10th anniversary one does look a little bit better. And the shoulder pads on this Endgame one, even though I do like the rubbery sculpt, I don't know how it will last in the long run here. And I just wish it was just sculpted in and not a separate piece, because it does kind of get annoying when you're articulating it, so it kind of ruins the playability factor, I guess you could say. But overall, this is probably the best Captain America and possibly the last Chris Evans Captain America figure that we get, so let's enjoy it while we can. And yeah, that is it, guys. Hope you guys like it. Arolf Mora, this is signing out. Peace.